Welcome to episode 7 of the Slap Happy podcast. How we feeling today, Wyatt? Wyatt's not here. See, we forgot to record an intro, which we normally do at the end of the show. That's an insider tip for you. Don't record the intro at the beginning because you don't know exactly what you're going to talk about. Record it at the end so you know what you're going to talk about. Let the people know what you're going to talk about so then they know if they want to watch it before they have to hear you talk about it. A lot of insider stuff. You're welcome. But we have a really fun show planned. Not planned. We already did it. So the plan came to action, and now you are going to listen to the result of that action. So we talk about potentially the most interesting golf match of all time in the match part 2. We also get into Lance, which is possibly the best ESPN documentary since The Last Dance. Dance and Lance, those two rhyme. Put the pieces together. That's probably how they planned it. And then we get into a really big personal announcement and a big step I'm taking in my life. It gets a little emotional, but I think it's good for everybody to hear. See that I have some personal pursuits and some personal struggles outside of this podcast, and it really gives a glimpse into some of the stuff that you guys might not hear on the surface of this podcast, but is really important to me. Despite that sounding very serious and weird, which it is, both of those things, it's a really fun show, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go. Get into anything really deep, we have to talk about my DM George Kittle. So Kittle did not respond. George did not respond. We're on a first name basis. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I had to follow up. So I just noticed that I haven't seen him around. So I think that's why he hasn't. Like we said last time, he's probably busy. I think he's been off of social media a good bit. I hadn't seen him working out, so I sent him this just because I wanted to make sure he was okay. You're going to enjoy the opening to this.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay. Hey, Georgie. I just thought you would enjoy that the most.
Yeah, already because of the movie It.
Yep.
You know I say that. Hiya, Georgie.
It's me again. Your stepbrother from another mother.
Okay, it took me a second, but I get you.
Just wanted to check in and see how one of my closest friends is doing. I haven't seen you working out on your Instagram live recently, and as someone who feels partially responsible for your well-being, this concerned me. In response, I wanted to send you a few workout and diet tips to ensure you're maintaining your peak performability even in the off-season. Because as I'm sure you know, the off-season is the season. Because there is no off-season, which in itself may even make the off-season more important than the season itself. So here are my tips that I gave George Kittle. Mm-hmm. Number 1, breathe. It's key to life.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Yeah.
Can't breathe, you're not here.
If you don't breathe, you can't work out because you'll be dead.
Right.
I read a study somewhere, actually, that said 100% of all successful athletes do in fact breathe. So this one is really a can't miss.
All non-successful athletes also breathe.
That's not true. My great-great-grandfather wasn't a successful athlete. He is no longer breathing.
Non-successful athletes.
He wasn't successful. He was non-successful.
Oh.
As well as being
right. All dead
unsuccessful.
People, all dead. Then you could say a successful athlete who is dead.
Yeah, tomato.
Breathing. All right. Anyways, breathing is a good advice.
Breathing. Number 1. Okay. Number 2. This is where I get a little scientific. Mm-hmm. So see if you can stick with me here.
Okay.
After you get done eating whatever's in your fridge, refrain from any type of aquatic escapades. The interruption of blood flow from your stomach to your exterior appendages could cause severe crampage, resulting in drowning, aka not breathing.
The one word I'm stuck on is crampage.
Crampage is a word. Crampage is a word.
Really?
Yep. Suspend all marine pursuits for at least 30 minutes post-food digestion.
I like marine pursuits.
Did you know that?
What? That fact that
Yeah,
you just...
suspend all marine pursuits until 30 minutes post-food ingestion.
Yeah, I mean, I was always given the 1 hour just to double up on it, just to make sure.
I might have got that wrong. I'll change that to an hour.
Well, no, I mean, 30 minutes is fine. I'm sure.
I just want him to be safe.
Right. I guess err on the side of caution. Give him an hour.
I'll follow up. My third one, last one, pre-workout. Pre-workout can be a very helpful tool to help athletes push past their limits in the gym. There are many different types and flavors of pre-workout supplements out there on the market today in a variety of locations, ranging from big bottles of flavored powders you can drink, and they're available on Amazon and pretty much everywhere, or baggies of white powder you scrub on your gums or ingest through your nasal cavity that you can find from a kid you vaguely remember from high school. Whichever you choose, find the option that's optimal for you and get the most out of your workouts. I really enjoyed our conversation. Same time next week.
And remember that third one, the pre-workout, while you're taking it, remember to breathe.
Yes, but don't breathe too much because
Okay.
you can get like over amped.
Yeah, you're
Don't
right.
get too over amped.
Okay.
I think they call that like an overdose. Don't do that.
Hyperventilate.
Yeah.
You reminded me of the pig from Chicken Little. There's a huge pig in Chicken Little. And
Has difficulty breathing.
and yeah, he's got to breathe through, with a brown bag at one point.
Non-successful athlete. Anyway, that's my message to George this week. We'll see if he answers. If not, like I said, same time next week.
Yeah, exactly.
What
time was it at?
304, 420. Spark, light it up.
Okay.
And the big news that we have to cover, we got the match, part 2. Even though this doesn't really feel like a part 2, felt more like a completely different thing to me.
Yeah, I think it was.
But we got sports back, kind of.
A little bit.
I enjoyed it, I think. But I had some big takeaways.
Okay, let's hear them.
Back in 2016, Max Kellerman predicted that Tom Brady was going to fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
And after seeing him this past weekend, I'm starting to think he was right.
At 4 years later,
I mean,
you think he's right?
but he was right.
I don't know if you can say that. How can you say he was starting to fall off a cliff 4 years ago if you think just now he's starting to?
Well, he did. I think you can, 4 years or today, he said he was going to fall off a cliff. He fell off a cliff. He's right. I consider myself a pretty big Brady fan and supporter for being someone who is not a Patriots fan, especially as a Colts fan. Like some may say, hey, Ryan, how can you be a fan of someone who like ruins all your hopes and dreams year in and year out? But like, that's my body, my choice. And I can't deny the pure perfection of what Brady has done in his career.
Yeah.
Until Sunday, where I didn't see an ounce of grit, will to win, or love of the game that I'm used to seeing from him. Like that's all you saw. You saw those intangibles. And I just didn't see it from him on Sunday. Plus, he's not that great at golf. So
Even though he did have the best shot of the day.
I knew that was going to come up. He did have that one shot that was unreal. I'll give that to him.
Right. But it's probably, I mean, a lot of it's luck.
It's one shot. Like, I will not stand for that one shot distorting the reality
I'm
what
sorry.
occurred this Sunday.
I did say, even though he had that great shot, so I shouldn't
not
say
you.
that it just discredits everything you just said.
It's not you, but I've heard it from other people too. They're like, oh, you hit that big shot though, and like that's what we're going to remember. But it's not what we should remember. Brady played like booty.
I mean,
it's
I know when I go out golfing, I play terrible. I have one good shot. I say, hey, I know what I'm doing out here. At least it looks like it, but I'm still terrible.
I mean, and I think that's what happened with him. He looked serviceable. I'm not saying he wouldn't kill me, or probably like either of us. Like
On the golf course, or actually kill.
I mean, he's probably
Either one.
Yeah, but like it definitely didn't look like Tom Brady out there. It looked like he lost a step. And if I was a Bucs fan, I'd be extremely worried heading into next season.
You'd be shitting out of the hole now in your pants that were ripped.
Yeah, and that's not a good look either. Like, you're an old guy, already the oldest player in the league. You can't let that happen.
And he wore the same pants that he wears at church. He said. So he said he can't be doing that anymore.
He's losing it. He's losing it up here. I'm worried. I'm worried that all the things that make Tom Brady great, like golf is a thinking man's game. You got to place it. You got to do other stuff.
You got to hit it and then get it in the hole.
And you got to like be smart. It's a smart man's like, right? Like that's why they talk so quietly because they got to think.
Got to concentrate.
If Brady, one of the smartest quarterbacks ever to play football, can't think, what's he going to do when he hits the field? Falling off a cliff.
That's fine. That's a good take.
Thank you. I did not expect the support that I got on that, so I'm kind of shocked. But
yeah, I mean, it wasn't too serious.
I'll take it. But I was disappointed in Charles Barkley completely disgracing the game of golf. How dare he be funny and entertaining during a very serious match?
You want them to have like Jim Nance and Vern Lundquist on the call.
Yeah, well, golf's not meant to entertain me. It's like I felt disgusted by how much the commentary entertained me. That's not golf.
You're upset that it was entertaining. The thing that you turned on to watch was entertaining.
Yeah, well, it's golf. I don't expect to be entertained. I expect to be lulled.
So when you turned on the television, when you sat down, kicked your feet up, grabbed the clicker, and pressed on, you were expecting to be disappointed and be put to sleep.
I'm not disappointed because my expectations of golf aren't that high.
But you thought maybe that your heart level was going to stay where it was and maybe it rose a little bit as you were watching.
Exactly. I think that's similar to what I was going to. My plan going in was to like sit there, enjoy my Saturday, like eat a little bit too much, take a quick cat nap, miss probably like from hole like 5 to hole like 16, wake up around 16.
Wow.
And
late
then
in the match.
Yeah, just like quick cat nap.
Okay.
Only
Quick.
Yeah, just like 2 hours.
I was going to say, it takes like 4 hours to play golf and 18 holes.
And then just wake up, watch the last few holes, and watch Chuck smack her around. And that's just what golf is to me. You sit there, you like watch a little bit of the beginning, fall asleep, watch the end, and then you're good. And
it's disappointing.
It was
a
little too entertaining for me to be able to do that for. But in reality, I actually did feel a little bad for how much I enjoyed this in comparison to watching professionals play. Like if I had the option, I would much rather watch what I watched this past weekend.
It sounds like it because you were entertained.
Professional, yeah. No, I mean, and of course it's the access, cameras on all the carts.
Mm-hmm.
You get everybody mic'd up. You get a bunch of trash talk. Obviously, nobody's like competing too hard. I mean, I imagine everybody's trying their best out there, giving their best ever.
A little friendly game of golf.
But yeah, you don't get the true
match,
the true grit coming out.
Right.
It's just a different thing. But I would much rather watch that than watch any golf tournament. And I don't think that should be the case for any sport. That's like saying I'd rather watch an all-star game than like a real game. And I don't know if that's true in any other sport.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not true in any other sport. But in this sport, it's very unique because it is kind of boring and a lot of people don't like it for that reason. So it would make sense that it would be more entertaining when they're not taking it as serious and they can kind of do more things outside of what you're able to do in a normal time.
I realize you probably won't be able to get away with miking everybody up because golf's a very traditional sport. So
for sure. Like, yeah, you're going to make a lot of people mad if you start getting mid-hole interviews like they do in the NBA, like a end of the first quarter interview.
Yeah, and if you have to be silent and like these people are all on feel and a comfort level, you're definitely not going to be able to strap a battery pack or a mic pack to their back while they're swinging. So they end up with like torn hole in their pants like Brady. Although, that was Brady's best shot when his mic pack fell off. So, yeah. I mean, I would love to see it get a little bit more involved to where you can hear some of the stuff in there, and I'd be interested to see if they would actually do that.
Maybe they'll look at this, see if people liked it or not, the takeaways from it, and maybe they'll evolve the game.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see that.
That'd be cool.
I feel like it would be very interesting to see how they could implement it and get a little bit more of the personalities in there.
Sometimes you get good stuff off the tee.
Yeah.
You know, somebody shanks one, oh, fuck.
And that's like all the interesting stuff.
That is funny.
That's all the interesting stuff that like you want to hear as a casual fan.
Yeah.
So I'd much rather have that than like have this very traditional thing where I'm forced, like, even if I don't want to take a nap, I feel like obligated to just because that's part of my golf viewing experience.
Mm-hmm.
And one more big thing.
Okay.
I love Peyton Manning.
As a Colts fan, that makes sense.
Yes. But on top of that, The one thing I think every time I see him is just how much he doesn't look like an athlete.
Him and Eli both.
Eli like has a regular human body though.
Yeah.
Peyton does not.
Peyton, he's got like his upper torso has always looked much larger to me than his legs.
But he has like no shoulders.
Yeah, like it goes out and then it comes. I don't know how to describe it.
He's not on the Michael Jordan chest and shoulders workout.
It's something with his upper body that looks weird, and then that forehead is
just tops
incredible.
it all off.
Yeah,
he looks like a mix between a rainbow trout and the Motar thing from the Progressive commercials.
Yeah,
that's just how. And like when he walks, he has his like chest very out and no shoulders
back.
Yeah,
well, he's got good posture
and a good strut to him. He does have good posture.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he has good posture or if it's like so far reversed the other way that it might be bad for his back.
He's trying to just account for his center of gravity. He has to be back like that with his shoulders, or he's going to fall over.
I think it's just good quarterback form. Like he's just working on the mechanics. He's been working on the mechanics for so long that's just instilled in his head.
Mm-hmm. Boy, his kid's going to be weird if he's on that regimen already. I'm sure.
I bet
he's going to be leaning all the way, stomach to the ground, shoulders on his heels.
But man, that spiral's going to look pretty.
Sure is. And he'll be in Canton one day.
Probably. Isn't there a cousin? There's nephew?
There's a nephew right now who's in high school, I believe.
He's just lighting it up.
Yeah, he's real good.
Arch. What a name.
Yeah.
That might be one of the best abbreviation names. And that might be a name that we talk about on his draft.
Do you think his actual name is Archie or no?
I hope that it's just Arch, but it can't be.
I think it's the son of their other brother, correct? Cooper?
Have you ever seen him on Fox? He has really weird segments.
I don't think so.
But they are very funny, entertaining. Cooper also has, I think, a daughter named Hyde. It might be a son.
Hyde?
Oh, it is a son. It is a son. I'm sorry for assuming. It's like Heidi, but without an I. I think it's Hyde, but it's just spelled like one of those. It's like one of those.
Without an I at the end?
Correct.
Right? Okay.
It's like one of those.
H-E-I-D?
Yeah. It's like one of those fuck you spellings where they're like, yeah, my name's Matthew, but it's like spelled with two T's, an H, and a.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's just Matthew. Never mind.
That's regular.
Like an O and a.
Like Tyron Matthews' last name.
Z and like, yeah. But like for a first name.
Yeah.
If it was for a first name, then I'd be like, okay, fuck you. Like, I understand you want to be creative, but like, Matthew definitely doesn't have a Z in it. Yeah. Lance. You did not see this.
I didn't see it.
I don't think a lot of people saw it. I'd be interested to know how many people saw it. It's weird going from possibly one of the most interesting athletes of all time, one of the most like famous athletes of all time, respected athletes of all time, to going into maybe the least.
Talk about a guy who fell off a cliff.
Not literally, but
no, I'm sorry.
Figuratively.
Right.
Much like Tom Brady. But I actually enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I was going to. I'm like weirdly very excited for part 2. I wouldn't say I admire Lance Armstrong or that I admire what he did, but together, I think I do. So stick with me for a second.
Yeah.
So this man beat the fuck out of cancer.
Right. Great guy. Good job.
Unstoppable champion.
Good job.
Made people in the U.S. care about cycling.
Good job.
And is still like one of the only cyclists anybody knows. Like, can you name another cyclist?
Good job. No.
Exactly. And like,
that's fair. That's a good point.
He might have bullied his teammates or used performance-enhancing drugs.
Not good job.
But when I say it like that, the importance just seems to like be less.
I mean, I don't think you can say it's not important just because of the way you say it.
I don't know, but like when I do say it like that, does it seem to like it doesn't seem as important, right?
It does seem very important still. If you said it to somebody that didn't already know the situation, then maybe.
Okay.
But I think most people probably do.
I'll take
know
that.
the backstory.
And if we want to spin zone that a little bit, I think you could say he was doing everything it took to win, like a true competitor would.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Win at all costs, no matter the consequences, and no matter how you get there. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, who isn't that? Well, that has to be like George Washington or something like that. Who said that, right?
I don't know.
And according to him, everyone else was cheating too. So like, and that's the main reason he cheated. So he would have never had to cheat if no one else did. So really,
Well, if everybody's cheating, they're all on the same playing field, so it's really not cheating.
yeah, it's not even his fault that he cheated
Reverse psychology.
in the first place. What was he supposed to do? Not cheat while everyone else is cheating? That's cheating himself.
Spin. You spin. You
I'm
took.
turning
You're a good
around.
lawyer. You took their argument and used it against them.
Turn around. He's just got a bad rap. I don't know.
I mean, he does for sure.
Plus, like, he's a good-looking dude, super confident.
He's got one nut though.
But I feel like that makes you, like, even strong. Like, that's one of the things, like, if you take that away from a man, like, it makes you even stronger.
That would be a cool. I don't know if that'd be a cool fun fact. That'd be an interesting fun
It
fact.
would definitely, I don't know, I was about to say it would definitely win over a crowd.
That'd raise some eyebrows.
But I think that'd be a better
That's
way to put
definitely
it.
one. You know, you go around the room. People say it. Sometimes they're like, "Oh, I want to hear that backstory," and sometimes it's like, "Oh, okay, let's move on to the next one." That's when you say, "Okay, we'll give me some popcorn, bitch. I want to hear this."
Hear that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a crowd pleaser, but it's definitely an eyebrow raiser.
Right.
It's definitely some intrigue there. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're not falling asleep.
You might not like the movie, but you'll watch it.
Yeah.
And one of the things, I'm not sure if it makes me a bad person, but there was something funny to when he said, my nut was hurting, and I thought it was just because I was on a bike all day. Because I feel like that's a real thing. Like, if I was on a bike all day and my nut hurt, I would probably say the same thing.
My asshole definitely hurts, right?
Like right now?
No, when I'm on a bike.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like you feel it in your nuts.
Probably a little bit, right?
And, like, they got the tiny seats.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm sitting on a bike. Like, he literally said, I'm sitting on a bike all day. Is that why my nut hurts?
I mean, it's good logic. I mean, it's definitely
exactly.
it's definitely something where if you're wondering if there's actually something wrong with you and you're making up excuses as to why there is actually nothing wrong with you, that's a good reason.
I feel like that scares me, though, too, because now I think anything could be cancer.
But you know what I mean, though? It's like something slightly off happens and you're trying to figure out, oh, why is this happening? Oh, it's because this thing changed, or it's because I've been sitting on this tiny-ass hard seat all day. My nuts might hurt. Yeah.
It's because you have stage 4 ball cancer. That's unreal. It's an insane story, especially from someone of, like, that height to get that. Mm-hmm. And just, like, not even know that it's that serious. It's, like, that shocked me. What was I going to say? Oh, okay. Well, before we were talking about what a good guy he is, though. So I'll get back to that. Okay. Yeah. I think he's an American hero. Good-looking dude. Super confident. He has a cool rich guy boat. That's an important part of the story.
Oh, that's cool.
Whenever they, like, go into the present moment, he's
on his
always
boat.
He's always on his boat.
Yeah.
And he's driving around. He's like, yeah, I used to own
It's a
that
big
house.
flex.
And then it was only 3 bedrooms. So we had to sell it for like $2 million. I feel like all those things are usually the like ultimate immediate fuck you guy response or fuck this guy. I probably would have had the same response if I wasn't like taking the supportive angle of Lance to be funnier. I'm not sure if you're as judgmental as me. I don't know if you have this, but have you ever seen someone like walking down the street, like when we used to see strangers in public, and just see a guy either like revving the engine on his shitty old Corolla, or like guy who just looks like a douche, just based on nothing but his appearance. Like maybe he has like a puka necklace, and you're just like, fuck that guy. Like that guy sucks.
Like a lot of I don't do it more, maybe not based off of appearance or like somebody revving their engine, but if somebody, you know, is really riding my ass and I'm already going like 5 miles over the speed limit or something like that, I'm like, all right, yeah, fuck you.
Well, you should be. Yeah, that's
right.
fine.
Like that pisses
And
me off. But then in the
bust 'em
back of
with the
my
wiper
mind, I'm
fluid.
always like, well, maybe there's like some crazy emergency that this person's trying to rush to, so I should give them the benefit of the doubt that they're a good person.
See, you have an empathy that I could never attain.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just me. Well, I shouldn't say I do that every single time, but most of the time I do. I mean, I will scream at them in the moment, and then like 5 minutes after the fact, I go, maybe I should have been a little bit nicer. You know?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, you guess you don't know. That's me though. That's me.
Yeah, that's an area of my life that I don't think that will ever happen for me. I just can't see it. I don't have empathy.
Well,
I'm not saying that I want to be this way.
and that's okay.
I'm saying that's the
not
way that
everybody's
is.
the same.
That's like my day-to-day life, just being like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Like he's wearing the color purple. And I would probably say that too. but Lance had nut cancer. So out of fear of public judgment of me,
Right. You don't want to be a ball cancer hater.
yeah, I'm choosing to support Lance.
Yeah.
Plus, he's also best friends with Eric Burns, and I don't want to be on his bad side because he looks like an absolute crazy person.
That's fair.
Have you seen him?
I don't think so.
He has like the ultimate guy who could flip out at any moment.
Yeah.
Haircut.
He's got tats,
Which is-
probably, right?
Probably. And he has his, like, the sides of his hair shaved and the hair up top and like a ponytail, like a short ponytail.
Ooh, yeah. He's always got sunglasses on for some reason. In my head, at least, he does.
Sometimes, I think.
I don't know. That's what I'm feeling. Maybe a little goatee or soul patch.
I'm pretty sure he does have a goatee.
Yeah.
Eric Burns, friend of the show. Not really, but yeah, I don't want him to be an enemy of the show.
When I'm seeing that haircut, that's what I'm picturing as well.
I definitely don't want him to be an enemy of the show.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm very afraid of him. So that's why I'm going to be passive in what I say, careful in what I say. But it's not like Jordan where you know so much about his story. I don't think people, I guess from like our age demographic, maybe know everything
Yeah.
or anything about Lance Armstrong other than that he cheated.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But everyone else cheated, so he didn't really cheat.
That's what you want the people to know.
I mean, unless I'm proven wrong in part 2, I feel confident in what I'm saying for now. I mean, I never really feel confident in what I'm saying.
I mean, was it proven that everybody else was cheating too?
There was a big
Did they say that?
They kind of like, they do, but they don't completely prove it. They say that there was this
Okay.
big thing where they banned a bunch of stuff and they got a bunch of people in trouble. I think it was in 1997. And then in 1998, they came back to the France race that I definitely
Tour de
should.
France?
Yeah.
Come
that
on.
one.
At least I knew that. I didn't know any other cyclists,
pretty
but
sure
I
that's-
knew that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like an important race.
That's their Super Bowl, I think.
So they come back to that the following year, and then Lance just demolished the time for the record set in 1997. And it was supposed to be the year that everybody was clean. And that should probably be a giveaway. That
Just wasn't.
it wasn't. Nobody, they weren't.
Should have been a light going off
He
right
wasn't.
away.
But then apparently, the like people who run, I don't know, like pro cycling, bike riding, I don't know, were supporting him and like trying to help him not get caught because it's Lance fucking Armstrong.
Right.
And he's the only person that we care about or we know.
It's like when Tiger Woods went down. I mean, it was pretty bad for golf.
Yeah.
Nobody's watching golf unless Tiger's playing. At least for me. I don't know. I know for you, you don't really like to watch it as we.
I watch it, and
as
I
we
just-
got on earlier.
Yeah, I watch it. I just don't enjoy it. There's a difference. The last thing, the story in itself was funny and how it was presented was funny as well. There was a part where Lance was going to, this might be the biggest achievement in Lance's career. Another reason why I support him. So he's known for his charity work, obviously with like the Live Strong Foundation, which he actually had to get rid of. I don't know if this is a spoiler, but like it also happened already, but it wasn't talked
so
about on
it's
the show.
Common knowledge that you could
Yeah.
find out.
Once he got caught cheating, he like got out of his foundation, and that's why it's like renamed the Live Strong Foundation apparently, because he was on PEDs.
I didn't know that.
So they showed him going to this event, this charity function, and you hear him say, they should probably change the name of this for like PR reasons. And you just see the sign and it says Babes for Boobs.
Oh.
And it's like a foundation for breast cancer.
Okay.
And,
okay.
And I don't know why, but Lance won an award. And that might have been my favorite moment. Is there anyone more deserving of an award at Babes for Boobs than Lance?
Lance Armstrong, who happens to have one nut.
One of the things that pisses me off about Lance, I think it might be the only thing, but it's not. It doesn't piss me off because I want to be on the right side of history. I'm against cancer. I support Lance. He has a cool name.
He does have a cool
And he even
name.
addresses it. He's like Lance Armstrong. It's got a ring to it.
And I don't know if it's like, because in my head I pictured myself, as like saying my name. If people knew it, it'd be like, he does have a really cool name. If I was like a famous athlete or something. But I think that it's just in our minds because they are a famous athlete and that is their name. We just think that it's cool.
See, you probably have a more thoughtful opinion on that than me, because I just think it's a cool name. Like, I think if we saw Lance Armstrong that guy isn't
I agree.
an athlete.
He does have a cool name regardless. But I think sometimes it's already ingrained into our minds, like that seed is already planted. When we know that they are famous, that we think it's a cool name.
I don't know, man. If you think of like all the top level athletes just have cool names. Like even Tom Brady's like just
that's not a cool name.
I think
that's
a
the
cool
most
name.
Generic name ever.
Brady for last name. Is that generic? I don't know. The combination of the two
Well,
together.
There was a television show, The Brady Bunch. I mean,
yeah, but were any named Tom?
Who cares?
That's the point. I think I won.
Nope.
And then
you were arguing that his last name was unique.
the combination. But
You're
the last
arguing
name,
that Tom is unique.
the last name.
Whatever. Lance Armstrong has a
Injunction.
cool name. Tom Brady, that's just not a cool name. It's pretty.
Well, I feel
pretty
like
bland.
I'll shoot some more at you then.
Pretty bland.
I mean, Kobe Bryant,
That's cool.
LeBron.
Eh.
LeBron.
That's not. I mean, that's not like a wild name.
It's a cool name.
I guess
It's French. It's a unique name. It's a famous name. I'm not even saying that's cool. It's a famous name.
Mm-hmm.
Amari Stott, Carmelo Anthony.
Daniel Jones.
Well, Daniel Jones isn't cool or famous.
So you're just taking every single cool name ever. You said every single athlete just
David Hasselhoff?
just seems to have a cool name. Daniel Jones, nope.
Okay. If you're putting Kobe and LeBron on the same level as Daniel Jones.
No, you just said every athlete has a
say
cool
every
name.
athlete, every famous person. Daniel Jones isn't famous.
Yes, he is.
Yet.
Yes, he is. Daniel Jones is famous.
What's your level of fame? Like, are we talking like
How can you say he's not famous? He's a starting quarterback in the NFL.
for the Giants? Settle down.
Stop, Brian. Stop. You're being ridiculous.
I don't think so.
You
I
are.
don't think I'm being any more ridiculous than I normally am.
Because it's the Giants. What do
Yeah.
you mean?
Starting quarterback
That's a
for the
terrible
Giants.
argument. The Giants are one of the most historic franchises in the NFL.
Yeah, but right now they're not.
So people know them. People know the Giants. People know the Giants starting quarterback.
I think he can make it a cool name, a famous name, a unique name, perhaps.
What was his nickname there?
Danny Dimes.
Now that's a cool name.
I want them to change it to Dan Dimes.
It makes it worse but better at the same time.
I think so. Well, I think in his older age, we might see it get changed to Dan Dimes.
Yeah, true. Danny's very young.
Yeah,
Young
once he
kid
grows
name.
up. Yeah, I really did like this, though. I thought it was like very good. It's very interesting because like you kind of hate him, you kind of love him. It was just well done.
Yeah.
I'm like
I
actually
guess I'll have to watch it.
yeah, I'm actually like excited. Smaller stories. We got Dak asking for a bunch of money.
I hate that. Oh no, I don't. No, I don't hate Dak.
Well, I mean, you should. You are an Eagles fan.
Right, I'm an Eagles fan, and I guess I should hate Dak just because he's the quarterback of the Cowboys, who's our biggest rival. I don't hate him as a guy. He's very other than the Corona party he threw, not very cool of him. But seems respectful.
Actually, I don't know if you can throw a party and not be cool. I feel like throwing a party is always cool.
During the virus wasn't cool.
It's not safe. Kind of cool.
Wasn't cool.
Eh.
Anyways, but yeah, him asking for $45 million because that's where the quarterback market is going to be at the end of his contract that he wants to sign is wild.
I mean, he's right, but like
I know, but
that doesn't make it okay.
He's not there. He's not one of those guys.
He should Kirk Cousins it.
I think he's on around the same level as Kirk in a way.
I think he's better than Kirk.
Yeah, no, I do too, but I don't think he's that much better than Kirk.
I think
he's on the same level.
I think he's in that tier of guys that you're still looking to prove that they
should get that money.
That they can be great instead of good.
Okay.
And I think he's in that same area.
Because he's doing his fifth year now, I think.
I think he's in that same area as Wentz. And I think like those two get compared so much.
Yeah, same draft, same division.
And they are so close.
Yeah.
And like I might be reaching here, but like I think this is what I'm trying to say. He has these moments where he's a top level guy, but they're moments right now. And I think you could say that about him, Wentz, on the higher end of that tier. You could even put Deshaun in there.
Yeah.
Where they have these moments, but then they do these like dumb things
they'll
too.
have these weeks where it's like, wow, this guy's incredible. You know, he's got it all. He put it all together here, and they won. You know, it's kind of a blowout. And there's other weeks where it's like you're scratching your head thinking it's not even the same guy.
Yeah. Throw Danny Dimes in there too.
Nope.
I see what Dak's doing. I understand his perspective, but I feel like he's just got to go.
It's gone on too
play.
long.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the biggest news story in the NFL for the past couple months has just been, is Dak Prescott's. When's his contract happening? I feel like they've started negotiating and then stopped negotiating 3 different times.
Going with a franchise tag is fine, especially when that's like 30+ million in guaranteed money.
You can get paid plenty of money.
Yeah. And as a quarterback, if you believe in yourself, taking 1-year contracts can pay off. And short-term contracts can pay off. So I understand why he wants a shorter-term deal. Obviously, you don't want to be there and suck for the last third year.
Yeah. I'm just really happy that my team doesn't have to worry about it, and we've already signed.
Locked him up.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz doesn't care about the money. He's from North Dakota. I'm pretty sure you can buy a house for like $10.
Probably. He just had a kid, so...
20. Extra bedroom.
Right. Exactly. That's where I was going with that.
MLB, it just seems like they're
we
set up for a stalemate.
I know. I feel like 2 weeks ago we were like, yes, we're going to have baseball by the 4th of July. And now I don't think that.
Unless something very quickly changes.
I mean, Max Scherzer came out. What did he say yesterday? Something like, stop fucking negotiating with us if you're just going to come at us with these stupid offers. I mean,
he should.
It is hard to sympathize with players who are already going to be making, millions of dollars.
I agree. It's hard to sympathize with them.
Right. No, I get it.
But in the same sense, it's harder to sympathize with the owners.
Yes.
I understand the season's going to hurt their bottom line, but I don't think it's going to hurt. I don't think they're going to lose as much of a percentage as the players are going to.
It's not like these are local businesses that might have to close for good. Like a small
Unless we're talking about the Lakers, because they're a family-run business.
What about the Packers? Aren't they owned by...
Well, they're owned by the people.
Yeah.
So if the people are doing bad, it's all about the people.
The people.
Yeah, and Larry the Goldfish.
But I don't know. I just really hope... Sorry.
You watch Pardon My Take?
No.
Pardon My Take, they have Larry. He's part owner of the Packers.
Oh, nice. Good for Larry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just really hope we have baseball.
I just hope it looks like we're going to have something.
Yeah.
I would like baseball to be back, but I'm not feeling optimistic.
How do you feel about this NHL playoff proposal?
I love it. I think it's
it's cool too. But people are saying whoever wins it is going to be have a little asterisk next to it. It's not going to be real.
I
guess it'll be different. It'd be the most unique cup ever won.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Because what are their other options? They're not going to be able to play a full season. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be huge for the NHL.
Mm-hmm. I think so too. It's kind of like a March Madness type deal where you got so many teams in. Everybody loves that. They love the Cinderella story. Imagine I don't know, the Rangers, kind of local team. I think they'd be an 11 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Something, I don't know. I think 12 make it. I think the Rangers might be an 11. Imagine they make a run. How awesome that would be. How cool that would be.
It's the March Madness we never got. And playoff hockey is one of the best playoff sports.
I don't watch hockey at all in the regular season. I love watching the playoffs.
It's awesome. Hockey is like soccer, just if you shrunk the field and gave
them some pads and let them smash into each other.
Exactly. It's just so much better.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a battlefield that's the same. I feel like the Fortnite map or the Call of Duty map is smaller than a soccer field.
Why does love always feel like a battlefield?
Feels probably like soccer. Actually, I don't have any love for soccer. But yeah, it looks like the NHL is coming back. NBA might be on the way too. I think what I was going to say for NHL is it also looks like they might be the first ones back.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be huge.
Mm-hmm.
Although NASCAR was really the first one back, and I still have stayed consistent with what I said last week, and I have not.
I have no idea what's going on with NASCAR.
I've heard they've had 2 races, but I would not know.
Whatever.
But yeah, NBA might be playing at Disney World. We might have to do this as a list next time. And we're definitely going to have to do this as a list next time because this thought just came into my head and I have not researched enough to figure this out. But we definitely have to look up and see if we were an NBA player, what resort would we want to stay at?
Okay.
And we'll do a top 3 list of that when we next week.
I'm down for that.
Because I feel like that's going to be
our
awesome.
reasonings are going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
It's going to be the fun part.
it's going to be personalized.
Yep.
It's going to be, I think it's going to be competitive. Because I think I'm going to vie for some top prospects that you might have your eye on too.
Who gets the first pick?
Have you been to Disney World?
I've never been, no.
I might have a little bit more scouting in mind already. So,
Yeah, probably.
well, the NBA, that's one of the coolest things ever. Hey, just come to Disney World and just play the rest of the NBA season.
That would be cool.
It's literally magic. It's where magic exists. It's where the Orlando Magic exists.
Do you believe in magic in a young girl's heart? I'm just throwing the song references out here.
Is that Queen?
I don't know who sings it.
Heart. That's probably who sings it. But I'm excited to see the NBA. I'm excited to see something that matters. Like, obviously, seeing golf is kind of cool, but it wasn't real.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same. Won't be the same no matter what they do.
Yeah.
I'm very excited at the potential
Now,
for actual sports.
I know some people have gotten to the point we haven't had anything for a while, so we're kind of used to it. But I feel like that doesn't deter any of the excitement that I feel for sports coming back. And I feel like I feel better now knowing, okay, it's coming back than I did before when I had no hope. And I just had to rely on documentaries.
Of course.
But at the same time, this weekend having golf and Lance and probably NASCAR, I was like, whoa,
Way too much going on.
this is a busy weekend.
I gotta have my schedule out. I gotta get my planner out, schedule my jerk off session around these sports.
Exactly.
Or
And it's hard.
Before jerk off was
It was all day.
really the only thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really the only thing I ever had planned. And now I have to plan for other things. And soon we're going to have NBA, NHL, MLB,
Oh my god.
possibly preseason football.
I'm getting a headache just thinking about it.
Yeah. And,
Not really. No, I'm getting a boner. Sorry.
Well, see, that's the good thing
Yeah.
is that you might not have to schedule a jerk off time
You
because
can do them at the same time, simultaneously.
sports coming back may be enough to cure all issues just in itself.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Wow.
2 birds, 1 stone method. Before we go, I have one personal thing that I have to touch on this show. I hope that's okay with you.
Of course.
We get a little serious
Please
for a
do.
second.
Please do.
Okay. I gotta take a deep breath. This is a pretty big moment for my life trajectory. So forgive me if I stumble or.
No, please take
Breakdown.
all the time you need.
I'm 21 years old, going on 22. I've always liked when people add the age they're going on to, just to know that they're not done aging yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, I've reached a crossroads in my life. A time where I can either be the same rambunctious, out on the town boy that I've been, or as the cowboys say, stop riding bareback and put a saddle on that bitch. That's a direct quote from an actual cowboy. And I like cowboys.
I don't, as we found out, I'm an
Well,
Eagles fan.
not those cowboys, but
I know.
so I've decided it's time for me to settle down. So I'm getting a Tinder account. I'm not sure if we mentioned this briefly before. I'm working on building the profile right now. And I'll give updates as we progress and start the journey to find Mrs. Right. This is not just a me thing. This is an us thing. We are all going to be here for this monumental occasion.
I'm really excited for this process. See how this plays out for you.
I'm going to find the one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident
That's
in
awesome.
it. We had a little bit of a photo shoot this week, trying to get all the looks right. I want it to really just show my personality in full spectrum and make sure that we cover all the bases and really give the girls an honest image.
Right. You don't want to be one of those guys. They swipe right on you, get their Snapchat, then you're sending snaps and you're just not the same guy. You don't
I
want
just
that.
want them to know, dick pic or not, I'm trying.
Yeah.
And this is me. And I mean, I'm
This
not
is as
gonna,
big as it gets.
yeah, and I just want to be authentic about it and upfront.
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean that I'm going to send them right away.
Give it a couple days.
But if consensual, I would consider sending pictures of myself. If consensual.
Of course.
I mean, that would just be kind of rude if it was requested and I was just like, no. But that's also my choice. So might be getting into muddy waters. We're going to stop with that. But yeah, I think it's just going to be a chance for me to really be honest, be open, and try to find the perfect woman for me.
This is great. This is a big step for you. I'm
think
happy
so.
for you, man.
And like I said, it's all of us.
Yeah.
It's not just if I win, we all win. Mm-hmm. I don't know why you guys would win because it's just me getting a girlfriend or a wife.
Yeah. Whoa.
At the end of all this,
Yeah.
a potential life partner. It doesn't even need to be consummated in marriage. It just needs to be consummated in love.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. I'm not sure what consummated means, but I think I said that correctly.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
Sounded good to me. Put that in your bio. Or maybe don't, because maybe it'll confuse people.
But I want them to be as sophisticated as me to understand me. So
Well, you'll iron out the wrinkles.
So yeah, I might just put what I literally just said. I definitely have to include that cowboy quote. I want everybody to know this is like real. I'm settling down, and I hope everybody's as excited as I am. That's it for us. Next week, we are going to look at my profile and initial matches if I have any.
I'm sure you will.
Set up my bio, and get everything situated. Get all my affairs in order. No, I'm not going to be having any affairs. I'm very much
Right, you're not going to move it that fast.
no. Although, like we've discussed previously, I would like to get to a Doc Antle level
Yeah. Oh, boy.
eventually, but I'll be open about that too. We'll get into the profile. I'm not sure how we're going to show what it looks like. Well, we'll probably do that on social media, but we'll discuss everything from pictures to the bio. Maybe even I think there's like a theme song thing on there, so we'll do that too. We are going to determine our Summer Olympics matchups. The official Summer Olympics is canceled, so we are having an event of our own. We'll bring some ideas for that, and we'll talk about whatever's happening. Hopefully, some more sports updates. Hopefully, we might have like events being
We can
planned.
only pray.
Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys. See you later.
Smell you.